This week, we finally make it to the north-east coast of Scotland as we head in search of the oldest bits of Old Aberdeen. That is, of course, after De Niro goes in search of fun on the beach. Bex was talking about a place called Fittie near Aberdeen, and we've come to it, and so far I must admit I'm not very impressed, and it's also raining, but let's hope that there is a prettier bit. Oh, it's the Fittie fair today, teas, coffees and cakes. We've got no actual cash. They might take cards. That was really nice. I had a cup of coffee each and a piece of fruit scone each, and then went to pay and they said it's a donation, and I did what you always do, you panic. Like, if I say £5, is that me just being tight? If I say £10, is that too, oh no, just take some money, just don't ask for a donation, just tell me how much it's going to, anyway. They've had a nice little donation and we've had a nice cup of coffee. Let's go and find the bit of Footdee or Fittie that people say is quite nice, because this isn't it. Although, to be fair, it's not bad. I'm guessing once upon a time this was a very prosperous little fishing community, and then very probably a slum, and now probably quite prosperous again. There was a picture in that little cafe of Fittie sheds, so I'm guessing sheds must be a thing down here. I'm guessing there's a green one. That is a shed. This is a bit of a shed-heavy episode, if there is such a thing. And quite frankly, having driven all this way, if a shed is the best thing to see here, I'll be having words with our transport correspondent. There are some cracking wee hussies down here, so I'll have a little row of cottages. And there's the famous weather forecasting stone that you see in a lot of places. I would say that it is actually quite clever. Bex has got her shoelace untied, she's going to trip over it. This is, alright, this is that last shed was just a pre-taste of the amazing sheddage that you can see in Fittie. Place your hand through the horse's shoes, make a wish and await the good news. Okay, no, I can't do that and hold the camera. Enter as strangers, leave as friends. If you have never been in my shoes, don't tell me how to tie my laces. Eh? You know Willie from Living the Sky Life? That's his favourite expression. So if you've got any live, laugh, love things, if you send them to Willie, I'm sure he'd really, really appreciate it. I wonder if the people in this wee village are happy that people come down here to look at their sheds. I don't suppose they can mind. I mean, it's probably all the place has got going for it is the sheds. But that is a stunning wee row of cottages. They must be the owners of said sheds. Although, as Bex has just said, and it's a problem that I actually know quite well, who would like living in a house where tourists keep walking past your windows? And I say from experience, it's not the walking past your windows that you mind, it's the gawping in your windows as they walk past while you're sitting having a cup of coffee or whatever you're doing in your front room. That's a bit of a fixer-upper, that one. You'd think that would be getting renovated. It's lowering the tone when it's next to that, which is a nice shed. And then there's the wee honesty shed. Oh, I wonder if that is like an honesty shop. Possibly, but whatever it is closed. Some nice wee arty bits and pieces. There's a nice bench with some painting on it, and there's a car park, and there's more cottages. You're getting the idea. I love the fact that, yes, I want a one-storey cottage. A one-storey cottage is fine. Yeah, one story. Who needs more than one story? We're just a wee fishing community. Who needs more than one story? Me. I want 4. Can I have a 4-storey house, please? Show off. Oh. Which way now? Do we go along this road or do we go down that way? And that answers that question. We are going this way. I wonder if we'll see any more really exciting sheds. What do you think? This is the old coal shed, which is now, like a lot of things, an Airbnb. Do you want to spend a romantic night in a coal shed? Only if they've taken all the coal out first. It's a bit strange, all the houses are natural stone, apart from that one that's been rendered, and it just looks totally modern compared to the buildings round about it. It's still quite nice, but you get the idea. I'm just gibbering now for the sake of it. That would be pram sheds or coal stores, I guess, for the houses behind us. Or little outbuildings, maybe it was their public lavatories, or their private, you know what I mean. I'm now really gibbering. thinking this is a more interesting wee bit of history than it first appears, because there's a few of these dotted about. I bet they are the village's old, like the water supply. It would have had a municipal water supply that came out of those pumps. That's quite interesting that they've survived. I've seen 2 of those, that's number 3. But when I saw the first 2, I didn't think they were very interesting, so you'll have to take my word for it. Unless we're just walking around in circles and we've seen the same one 3 times. That's possible, I suppose. What a really nice wee place.
Look at that bra washing line.
Oh, Bex loves the washing line. That's quite a good one. Unfortunately, if it gets windy, your washing ends up over there in the North Sea, and also it usually rains, I would imagine. Oh, that's very public spirited. You can pick up 4 pieces of litter and put them in a bin if the tide is out. At the moment the tide is quite in, so I don't think we'll do that. This is still one of the most active ports in the UK. That's a strange looking thing over there, isn't it? The EDT Jane. It must be some sort of oil rig support. Most of the vessels you get round here are to do with the oil industry, which is just over there in the North Sea. That is really cool. When I was younger, I really fancied working on ships. I had a friend that did it and had a great time. He used to send me messages from like, where are you now? I'm in Singapore. Where are you now? I'm in Russia. Where are you now? It's like he could have been in his bedroom faking it, but he was very good at it if he was. I never noticed that walking along. That is the Edit Jane going out, or the EDT. But look, there's a little sea shepherd just pushing it along, making sure that it stays in the right channel. That's little, is it a pilot's boat those are called? Some of you, Frank, you're nautical. Is that a pilot boat those little things are called? No idea what that was. I'm guessing possibly a navigational marker. And that building behind it is really cool and uber modern. That is the Port of Aberdeen Marine Operations Centre, as you can see on that sign. And the Port of Aberdeen was established in 1136. The things I learned from reading signs. Bex has found a giant bunny rabbit. And it says, I'm at the wrong side, so I should have started on the other side. It says something about, life is better by the sea, I bet. Yep, there we go. Life is better by the sea, says a rabbit. So if you take your inspiration from rabbits, there you are. That is a bit of rabbit inspiration for you. Ian Sharp. That there is the Silver Darling restaurant. We tried to get booked into that for last night, but it was busy. It was fully booked. It does look very nice and does get very well reviewed. We're now going to go and look at the prices and see if we had a lucky escape. So Bex, if you were having the full house platter for only £90, would you add half a lobster for £20 or a full lobster for £40?
It would have to be the full lobster, would it not?
Or would we just go for a pizza?
It looks nice.
It does look very, very nice. And yes, nice. I'm not going to comment on anything else because that would make it sound tight. That's another really cool old building. I can't see anything resembling a date. Oh, there's a plaque over there. But look at that. That's really quite nice. Let's have a look at the plaque and see if it says anything about it. Aberdeen Harbour Board to commemorate 800 blah blah. 1986? No, that was not built in 1986. I'm guessing possibly refurbished in 1986, maybe. I may have mentioned once or twice over the course of the last couple of years doing these videos that I quite like the sea. And there's another boat going off to do its job. Again, I'm guessing probably in the oil industry, or increasingly now actually sort of offshore energy, wind turbines and stuff. So Aberdeen was a capital of the oil industry and is rapidly becoming a capital of sort of serving offshore renewables, which is quite nice. The place is developing. Do I mean developing or do I mean evolving? You choose. Aberdeen's fleet of 400 trawlers passed here on their way to catch the silver darlings, which were what the herring were called, silver darlings, during the late 19th century herring boom. It says herring there. I could have just read that. You could have worked it out for yourself. Duh. Aberdeen yards launched 3,000 ships. They met the open sea here for the first time. I could have just come here and read you all these benches and it would have been equally as interesting, I think. I bet it's a hard life on those things. Actually, probably not as much as it was a fishing boat. They're going out to service the oil rigs and platforms and stuff. As I said earlier, I'm now A, repeating myself, and B, once again, gibbering. That is obviously the Fittie War Memorial, which is quite nice. It was made locally at Beautifuland Granite Works, which is just over, not far away in Aberdeen. I was going to pan the camera around and show you it, but yeah, we don't do fast pans anymore. It gives people headaches. And heading back towards Daisy, this is another war memorial. The one we were just looking at is just behind me, over my shoulder. And here is this, what is, in memory of dock labourers who gave their lives for king and country. 1914, 1919 up the top with a really nice anchor, and then 1939 to 45 down the bottom there. The weather really can't make its mind up what it wants to do, but what it has decided is it's going to be a bit chilly. You've heard the old cliche about 4 seasons in one day. Well, today has been that one day. We've popped down the coastal path towards Dundee because I wanted to show you guys Dunnottar Castle, and I was going to put the drone over it because obviously we're too tight to pay to get in and it's quite a long walk, but it started raining, so that is as close as you're going to get to Dunnottar Castle. We're now going to go to a wee church that does have a historic link to this castle, and it doesn't involve a couple of miles of walking in the rain. We are now down in Kineff, which is on the coastal route, and the reason we're in Kineff is over there. That is Kineff Old Church, which has got, as I said before, a bit of a fascinating story related to Scottish history and to the Scottish crown jewels. De Niro is really excited. As you know, he loves a cemetery. He's a bit of a gravehound. Gravehound? Ba-boom. He's actually heading straight for the gate. Okay. De Niro is in. The reason that De Niro does not have his collar on, Bex would probably explain to you, but basically we left the house and he jumped straight out of the house and straight into the van. We forgot to put his collar on him before we did that, so he's got his harness. It's quite a nice cemetery. We're in the, obviously the much newer part. The older part is down there beside the church. And last time I was here, the church was open. I'm hoping it is open this time. I'm hoping it is open. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is though, from that door being very shut. And that's the story. The Scottish crown jewels were being held at that castle, and the enemy were closing in, so they brought them here and hid them under the floor in the church, so they were kept safe and not pillaged and taken away. Ah, and that's how you get from the new part of the graveyard to the old part. We walked right past the steps. The answer to Bexy's question, are we stupid or not, is yes, we are. Lots of the gravestones here are comparatively recent. There's Charles Edgar, a blacksmith in 1909. But next to that you've got this, which, look at the condition of that. That is from 1821. That is Andrew Legg, who died in 1821. There are some quite old stones here, not like massively old, but certainly back into the early 1800s by the looks of it. But that is not what we are here to see. We are here to see what is in the church. De Niro is ready to pounce on what I am not entirely sure, on what he is not entirely sure. But look at this, there's a stone with everything going on. It's got a winged thing at the top, and a family shield, and a skull, crossbones, and an hourglass, all on their sides, which is interesting. De Niro is quite enjoying having a wee sniff around. I don't want him going down there. De Niro, do not go down there. That is somebody's house. Come on, this way. Good boy. I've just lost the dog. I don't know where he's gone. Oh, there he is. He's looking for his mummy, and his mummy has vanished, and he is now confused. I think she might have gone into the church, De Niro, but I'm not sure. Ah, yes, mummy has gone into the church. Welcome to the church. Please keep your silly greyhound under control. So this is Kineff Church, which is quite nice, as you can see. And there are replicas of the honours of Scotland. That is the things that were hidden under the ground, so they could not be pillaged, as I said earlier. I'm repeating myself again. And there is somebody's grave slab, I think. Looks like a grave slab, but it's been set into something much more grand. Does it have a date on it? Not that I can see. Lots and lots of Latin. Behold the spot where Granger's ashes lie, who from besieged Dunnottar safe conveyed the insignia of Scotland's royalty, and in this hallowed ground in secret laid, where now he rests himself. Heaven shall bestow meet recompense on such desert as his. Strange words. He who his country's honours saved below, now wields the sceptre in the realm of bliss. Oh, I should have read that in a more rhymey way, because it's a poem. The regalia thing happened in 1652, so that stone there must date back to the late 1600s, I would guess. Maybe there is a date on that, I just can't see it. I don't think De Niro has been in a church before, but I think he's a well-behaved dog-a-log, and there is no one else here, and we'll leave a wee donation on his behalf. That's quite interestingly worded. That is Arthur Gilleny of a place called Fittie Flat, which can't be far away, who died in Lincolnshire. And it says it was erected by the executors and a few friends of the deceased. Just a few of them. The rest of them didn't feel like adding any money to his collection. And as with a lot of these places, there is the church's war memorial. People who were members of the congregation here. Oh, if you remember De Niro's agility, here he is doing wigglies around the agility course in the church. He is. That's why didn't we love to take De Niro back to the agility thing and make him do it again, but with gravy bones.
You can do it perfectly with a biscuit.
He is good. De Niro is good at the agility. Look at that thing. Weave in, weave out. And can he do reverse? Can he go back the way? No, he cheated. I saw that. And back. Have you ever seen a greyhound doing agility in a church? Well, this is the only place on the internet where you will find that, thankfully.
Don't put crumbs on the floor.
I have to be careful. There's put this stuff down on the paths. I'm wondering if it's weed killer, and if it is, then De Niro shouldn't really be walking through it in bare paws. We'll give his feet a wee wipe when we get back to the van. I think give it a wee wash. I'm sure it's probably not, but better safe than expensive vet bills. If you go down to Kineff today, you'll probably have the place to yourself. And back in Methil, we know it's only November, but De Niro thinks it's time for him to get his Christmas hat on because his mummy is hanging up her Christmas crafting. If you watch this channel regularly, you will have seen Bex beavering away on various crochet projects over the last year, but this is my favourite yet. This is our crocheted wind spinners, which are very bright and cheerful, just like De Niro's hat. Every one of these is absolutely unique, and of course the best part about them are the tassels at the bottom. Those are brilliant. I say that because I made those. So if you'd like to brighten up your life with one of these amazing little wind spinners, they're now available in our Etsy shop. Just been to the post office to drop off the last of our framed Harris Tweed Hebridean hearts, which is going to the Outer Hebrides. So it's come all the way to Methil and now it's going all the way back again, which is nice. Writing the address did make me realise how little I understood of the Gaelic language. Clearly I don't even know if it's Gaelic or Gaelic, but I'll guess Gaelic. But that's enough crafting for now. Now I've got a wee treat for some of you. There's a place that we visited a while back and a lot of you said you'd like to see more of it. So I am back in Cheadlehume, the most boring place on earth, and I will justify that one day, and we're going to go for a wee walk to somewhere that is really quite famous and really quite cool. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, how come? You've told us you're going to show us something really cool, but you're somewhere that is not very interesting. That's because we have left Cheadlehume behind. We have now walked into Bramall, which is about as exciting, but it does have one major attraction to show you guys. De Niro will be gutted that he's not here. He loves this park, but I don't think I can take him into what we're going into. And if you haven't guessed yet, hang about and you'll soon find out. And there's a wee clue. Well, not so much a clue as the name of the place where we're going. And in case you missed it, we're now on Hall Road to Bramall Hall. I'm not usually down here when this place is open, so I'm quite excited to be able to see inside. And did you know that we have a Patreon where you can support the channel for only £3 a month, or the equivalent in your local currency? You can help us do what we do. Mostly it keeps Bex in coffee and scones. Nearly there. That is the old stable blocks. It's not the most exciting thing you can see, and that's a sign that says the visitor centre, so that's where you go and buy your tickets. So let's go and buy a ticket. This is a cool wee courtyard with the obligatory cafe over there, but we're going to go and get a ticket over here, I hope. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong. It is, guess what, your favourite expression? Cash only, and guess what, I don't have any cash. I don't have time to go back and then come back again today, so that's a shame. Okay, I'll go and show you the outside, and I'll probably come back tomorrow to show you the inside. It's only £6.50 to get in. That's not bad, but cash only. Oh. Some of you have seen this building before in one of our previous videos. We had a quick walk down here, but that is Bramall Hall, and there's the door that you use to get in if you've paid £6.50 in cash for a ticket. If you haven't, this is as close as you're going to get. But it's a really cool building, so we'll have a look here, and we're going to go around and look at it from its more impressive side. Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but it has actually got an even more impressive side. And if you want to know the time, there it is, there. That's quite magical, the leaves falling from the trees. This is autumn and not fall. I can't think why you call it fall. This building, bits of it date back to the 14th century. I'm not sure which bits, because if you look at it, you can see about 20 different sort of additions and expansions and new stages. I always look at the chimneys thinking chimneys are, you know, if a chimney is getting built, it gets built in a certain style. And up there you can see that one is different to that one, which is different to that one. You get the idea, it's all different. But oh yeah, that is the front of Bramall Hall. One of the most impressive buildings I know. I've always wondered what it's like inside, and standing here, unfortunately, I'm still wondering. Hopefully tomorrow work won't get in the way of me coming back and having a look inside. I'll remember to bring some cash, but by then they'll probably have solved whatever technical issues are stopping them taking guard. You do just get totally reliant on people taking your phone or your watch to pay for things. It's like, cash? Who uses cash these days? It's a building that really doesn't have a bad angle. This is the old bowling green up here where the lords and ladies would have done their bowling. But yeah, that's the window, and it's just amazing. The stained glass and the amount of work that must have gone in, and the amount of money that whoever had it built had to spend on it. It's wow. There's a guy there with a really swanky looking camera taking really, I would imagine, very high quality photographs. Or he's just got the poses right and he's not actually got any film in his camera. It looks like all the geese have departed to wherever they depart to in the winter, because that looks like it's all ducks. Nero loves coming down here when the geese are about. They're not hugely friendly. In fact, one of you guys described them as cobra chickens, which kind of sums them up. They are yeah, they look quite vicious. Right, that's it. Definitely going now. Back tomorrow to see inside, all being well. But just in case I can't, prepare yourself for a crushing disappointment.